All right, welcome to another computer vlog video. I'm still working off the laptop, which has been chugging along. It's been doing well, so can't complain too much about that. So that's been good. Now, the exciting news, I guess, is that I dug out my old PC, which is like 14 or 16 years old. I had to switch some stuff around. I had to fix some stuff on it. I have to buy some more adapters for it because like my cameras won't work with it. But I got it up and running last night, and then I had to do a complete hard drive wipe because it took about an hour for the computer to boot up because there's just so much stuff on that computer. So I had to do a complete wipe. After doing that, it still takes about like 10 minutes for it to boot up, but it's much better. And I put on just the bare necessities of that computer to try to possibly live stream soon. Now, the reason I want to do that is because right now it's looking like with the NZXT computer, it's like they've currently just shipped the box out. I'm supposed to not even get the box to put the computer in to like Monday, which means I gotta ship it back out, which is gonna take a week. It's gonna take them a week to look at. It's gonna take a week to get shipped back out here, which like I'm looking at like maybe October I get my PC back, like maybe at best. And that's a really long time. That's unfortunately a really, really long time to kind of be without creating content, without live streaming. And frankly, it's kind of too long, in my opinion. Like, I'm going to need to create some content at this point. I still have a backlog of videos. I just need to finish editing and that stuff, which is fine. It's a fine way to do things. But I'm going to be running out sooner rather than later. And I think there's supposed to be at least a game or two coming in the mail where I'm supposed to like do videos for it. And I can't wait that long because if they're doing a Kickstarter for it, like that just throws everything out the window and it's a huge, huge mess. So anyway, over the next few days, I'm hoping this weekend I can get that PC set up. My hope and my goal is to actually try to live stream about once a week, because if I don't live stream soon, a lot of the audience is just going to kind of fade away. And that's not really on the people per se, but when you get into routine of like, okay, every Sunday I tune into D20 Woodworking and he's really great and blah, 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 whatever, but he hasn't gone live for a month, you kind of forget about his existence and you kind of forget about like those patterns and those routines. So I'm a bit worried about that, especially for taking basically a month off. Would be, I think, way too long for the channel. So the goal is to be able to live stream like once a week, maybe twice if novels wants to come on, but just to get something out there, just to interact. I miss the community. I miss being there. I've had a lot of free time to play video games, which is cool and all, but I've missed the community, right? I really miss hanging out with you all, and I don't want to wait that long. So I'm hoping I can kind of finagle this old PC to at least get it working, to at least get it going, and to do like a basic stream. I don't know if we'll be able to do as much as the fancier stuff we've done in the past, but if we can just get the basics down, like I'll be pretty happy with that, right? I'll be pretty happy with it. That's the goal. That's what I hope to be doing soon-ish. I will definitely let you all know about that moving forward. Now, on top of that, I got to give a big thank you to everyone who signed up for the newsletter. For those that don't know, I'm going to be starting a new weekly e-newsletter. The link is like the second link down in the description, or the third link, one of the two. It just says, join my newsletter. You just click on the link, add your name, and add your email address. It's just a weekly e-newsletter. I had a goal in my head of what I thought of how many people would join it, and really low expectations, like 10 or so. It's been much higher than that, which is really cool to see. I'm really thankful for everyone that has done that. Like, thank you. It's really, really cool. So I'm really excited about that. I think we'll start that on Monday too. And I'm just finishing up layout and templating and all that stuff. So like I said in my last video, a lot of time right now is spent just figuring out different things that I can do content wise for you all that I wanted to do. And I've always had to kind of put in the back burner because, I've had other stuff to do. Now I have a lot of free time. I can work on that content stuff. So I'm really excited about the newsletter. I think it'll be good for the channel. I think it'll be good overall. And it seems you all are at least somewhat excited about it. So thank you all for joining. I appreciate it. And like I said, you can sign up whenever, you can unsubscribe whenever. Links down below in the video. The other thing to kind of talk about is a lot of people have been asking this with content of, you do the blog, you do the videos, obviously, you do the live streaming. Like, when are you going to enter the podcast world? And I've received this question a lot actually recently, and it is something I want to do. I had a short podcast kind of going on for a little while where it was just like the video of some of the video stripped out of some of the videos I've done. So it's just the audio files. And that got pushed out to Spotify and, Apple Podcasts and all that fun stuff. I do want to pick that back up, but I want it to not just be like the videos with the video stripped out, right? I want it to be like original stuff. Now, in doing so, there's some hiccups involved, right? So, one, do I do it with just me, right? Is it just me that does it by myself? Do I do it with another content creator? Do I do it with several content creators? Which I'm not opposed to, but doing it with several content creators is usually pretty hard because it's hard to align everyone's schedules because no one does this full time. So that's tough to do. One other one, it might be doable, it might be possible, but we have to figure out how that works for both of us and makes sense. The other thing is how often do you do it, right? I think at minimum you got to do a podcast about once a week, in my opinion. Uh, Ideally, it would be Monday through Friday, right? Ideally. Now, is that realistic? Probably not because I'm not doing it full time. So maybe a Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or maybe just a Monday, Thursday type thing. I don't know. But at minimum, it's going to be once a week. And I want to make sure that there is content planned in order to do that, right? So I don't want to just like record one session and then like post it and then move on with my life and be like, oh no, I've fallen behind. So I want to do that. I don't think it's gonna be something that gets done in the next month or even two, but it is something I've wanted to do. I do it in my real job. For those that don't know, I do podcasting and writing in my real job. So I would like to transfer those skills to this part of the side of business. So I do want to do that. I think that is something that we will do in the future. Again, I want to expand upon the blog too. Like there's a lot of content things that we can do and expand upon that I absolutely plan to. But yeah, it's just getting everything else situated. So now with this free time, I can get into more planning of it. I can start figuring some things out. So that's the goal of that too. But again, a lot of people have been asking that. Is that something that's in the cards, something that you want to do? Yes, absolutely it is. And I have to kind of just figure all that out still. I'm just not quite there yet of like what makes sense to do. So um anyway, so that's that. I've heard that a lot. So that's really it for the update. Like I said, if you want to support the channel, make sure to either check out the Patreon. If you have a Prime sub, use that over on the Twitch channel. It doesn't cost you anything. You've already paid for it, but it lets you financially support content creators that you enjoy. So yeah. And then lastly, there's the Discord link down below if you want to check that out. Discord's always a great place to hang out, especially when you can't live stream and whatnot. So anyway, that's basically the update of the computer stuff. Waiting on a box. Waiting on a box. It's supposed to get here Monday. I'm hoping it gets here like at least like Sunday so I can ship it out Monday morning. If I can ship it out Monday morning, I can drop it off at like a physical FedEx store so that hopefully it gets shipped out a little bit faster. That's the goal. We'll see if that actually is what happens. But yeah, so anyway, that's kind of what's going on. I appreciate it. Hopefully you've all enjoyed kind of like I said, the vlogging series of this computer escapade. I guess the one thing I'll talk about with some other stuff is I am right now because people were kind of curious about what video games I was playing because I mentioned this before. Persona 3 Reload, I'm still playing. The Answer DLC or Chapter I guess whatever they're calling it now. I have to get to it. I'm not quite there. I'm like a couple of days off. Like if you know the game and how it works, I'm a few days off of it happening. So I have to do that. But the problem is I'm also playing Trails of Cold Steel right now. Because I played the first two, but I never did 3 or 4 or whatever the one after that's called, because it's not 5, it's called something else. And I want to play all of them, but I don't remember 1 and 2 super well. So I've been playing through 1 again, but kind of like rushing through it because I was as you progress through the game, I'm like, oh yeah, I kind of remember this, I kind of remember that. So I'm playing those two games right now. Kind of a lot. And then I was also trying to finish up Fire Emblem Engage because I never finished it. I love Three Houses, but I never finished Engage. And I'm going through the DLC now also, and I'm just kind of chugging through it. I don't really care for the DLC. It's fine. The story's interesting, but it's not great. But I'm ready to kind of like be done with that game, and I'm like near the end because the DLC I think is pretty sure is like near the end of the game. So I'm like near the end, so I just want to like finish it, right? Like I have all these games that like I'm like 90% done, but I just like can't push my way to like finishing it because it's like 6 or 7 hours and whatnot. And I just don't have time for it. Well, I have some more time now, but not a ton of time. So anyway, that's everything that's been going on. I appreciate everyone's support. I appreciate everyone hanging out through this, supporting me while this whole computer situation is going on. It really does mean a lot. So thank you all very much. We'll have some new original videos coming out soon if I can get this PC to work, where I have some ideas of things I want to do. And then if not, we'll keep vlogging with the next update or two coming out, I'm sure, soon enough. So anyway, appreciate all your support. Thank you all so much. And I'll see you all next time.